Hey guys, welcome back to what is hopefully another entertaining episode of Gideon Stuff. I'm happy to have you here. We all have certain tastes and preferences when it comes to knives, or anything at all, really. And a lot of times, it's very hard to break our preconceived preferences. We like what we like, and that's what we buy. But sometimes that changes. And recently, I've noticed that change in me. For the longest time, I wasn't a fan of blacked out knives. I didn't really have a reason, I don't think. They just didn't appeal to me. I didn't mind that they were, tactical or, murdered out or whatever. They just didn't appeal to me. They weren't my thing. I tended to lean towards brighter colors or blues and greens or natural tones like brown for my handle scales. And then I just preferred my blades to not be coated. But I have recently realized that when I look at new knives that have been released, if there's an all-black version, 9 times out of 10, that's the one I find most appealing. And this isn't limited to just knives. For example, a while back, I bought a new shotgun. I've been looking for a new home defense shotgun, decided to buy this one. When I went to the store, I expected to get something with wood, stock and everything, because typically that's been my preference with firearms. I like blued steel and wood, right? I'm not a tactical kind of guy. For example, when I was younger, I remember going shooting with some friends, with a bunch of friends. We all went shooting with a family friend, and he had all kinds of cool guns there. He had a SCAR, he had a couple of AR-15 builds that were real decked out and just really, really cool. But I was most excited about his collection of lever guns and his black powder revolvers. That's just what I like. I kind of like the old school stuff. I find it more attractive. But I saw this shotgun, and it was a good price for a shotgun. There's another shotgun, though, that was only a little bit more, that had wood and everything. And I still chose this one. Times are a-changing. So, today, we're going to look at a couple of knives that are blacked out that I really like. Because after I bought that shotgun, it got me to reflect on some of my recent knife purchases and this pattern that I've been following. Why do I like blacked out knives all of a sudden? I don't know. But I can't deny blacked out gear is pretty badass. So, here are 5 knives that will make you feel like a badass. And you guys know me, we're looking at a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different price ranges. There will be something for you. Now, I know right away all of you are probably saying, oh, we know the first knife on the list. He's going to show off his Cold Steel SRK. Well, no, I'm not. Even though I just did. Yes, I love this knife, but I know you guys have seen it a lot. You're sick and tired of it. This is an awesome knife. You should get one, but we're not putting it on the list, so I hope you're happy. Now, let's go ahead and get into the list, which we are starting off with a Cold Steel, and that is the American Lawman. Now, this knife is only available right now in all black, I think. I think at one point there was a tan G10 version, but I don't think those are around anymore. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. This is an awesome knife. It's a tough knife. It's an overbuilt knife. This thing is just crazy cool. Probably one of my favorite Cold Steels just because it's able to transition so seamlessly between EDC knife and hard use folder. You got the triad lock. It's completely ambidextrous. Great action. Fantastic ergos. It's thin. It's pretty lightweight for a knife that can handle as much abuse as this one can. You've got an amazing choke up here. Whether you're wearing gloves or you're barehanded, this thing will just work and work for days. Definitely a very cool knife. G10 S35VN. Mine's actually in CTS XHP, but modern ones are in S35VN. Great materials, and these are actually decently affordable. These are coming in about I'm not sure where these are coming in at right now. I think I've seen them definitely less than 130. I've seen them anywhere from like 115 to 125. Sometimes you can get them for 100, but definitely worth it. It's a fantastic knife, and Cold Steel does a really nice coating. I think this is a DLC, but it's black, but it's kind of reflective. You see that there, and I've got fingerprints all over it. Yeah, really nice knife. So, absolutely recommendable. Our next knife is going to be for those of you that are on a budget, or maybe your wife is mad at you, you've been buying too many knives, she said you can't buy anymore, but you've got to, right? So here's one that costs basically nothing, she can't get mad at you. The Camillus Reign. This knife is awesome. If you have not seen my review of this knife, check it out. This thing is $15 at Tractor Supply. Go get one, right? What are the materials? 420 and plastic, nothing amazing, but hey, $15. What are you expecting? Great spear point blade. This is a fantastic EDC shape. Perfect pocket clip. I mean, this pocket clip, other companies should look to Camillus if they want to know how to make a damn good pocket clip, because Camillus has got it nailed. Fantastic clip. Great action running on bearings. You've got the thumb hole that you can reverse flick or thumb flick, but you also have this little doodad here. This is their CUDA opening mechanism, and it's actually really fun. It's kind of a weird gimmick, but it's a lot of fun. Makes the knife feel assisted, and I like it a whole lot. Ergonomics are comfortable. This knife really fills out your hand, and even though the scales are plastic, I don't know what it is about them, but it feels like G10. You could fool me and say this is in G10. If I didn't know any better and you told me these were G10 scales, I would absolutely believe you. Yeah, perfectly centered. For a $15 knife, you really can't go wrong. This thing is awesome, and it just looks cool too. Look at that. It's a sexy knife. Love that one a whole lot. Next up, this is a knife that has long been a favorite of mine, and this is one of my newer versions of it. I've had this one for about a year, but the CJRB Feldspar. This one is in Air RPM 9. I call this my Sith Feldspar because it's got the red pivot color, which I absolutely love. Mwah. That brings such a classy little pop of color. Unlike the original Feldspars, these ones do not have contoured scales, but they are still so comfortable in hand. So comfortable. You got that great Feldspar blade. It's very pokey. Plenty of belly. You can choke up if you need to. Fantastic clip that is reversible. These things are like $50, even less. I think these are about 45. You know, good fit and finish. Fantastic action. And this has become my most carried Feldspar recently. I don't know why, but whenever I feel like carrying a Feldspar, I go to my little Feldspar box. I have a box of CJRB Feldspars. And this is the one that I go for 8 times out of 10. Great access to the lock bar. This thing's just really cool. I love this knife so much. I think this is possibly the best version of the Feldspar yet. It's just really good. Cannot recommend that guy enough. Alrighty, so I know all of these knives have been locking knives, and I've got a couple of viewers over there across the pond, and they're saying, well, I want to feel like a badass too, but I can't have a locking knife. Never you fear, because I've got a fantastic slip joint for you guys. This is the Real Steel Solus Light, and look at that. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. That is one sexy slip joint. It's black with the bronze accents. Absolutely love that. That is just a match made in heaven. I've been carrying the crap out of this knife. I love this knife. Fantastic ergos. Great little Wharncliffe EDC blade. Great walk and talk. You got a long pull here. It's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. Lightweight, but still feels solid. Great pocket clip. Unfortunately, it's not reversible. That's a big missed opportunity. Otherwise, this knife would be completely ambidextrous. But even with that flaw, this thing is wonderful. And these are like $30. $30. You can't beat it. You cannot beat it. And in fact, Blade HQ consistently has these on sale for like $20, $20 to $25. Definitely worth a pickup. This thing is great. The blade is 3 inches too, so if that's another legal concern, you're covered there. But yeah, wanted to throw a knife in there for all my folks who can't have locking knives or are restricted by other stupid rules. And I gotta say, even for those of us who aren't, I can recommend this knife. Like I said, I've been carrying this knife every day for like the past month. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Oh, yes, it's my secondary, but hey, I love it. I've had it with me a lot. So, Real Steel Solus Light, cannot go wrong. And our last knife, if you made it this far in the video, congratulations. You're about to see the knife that I've reserved for the few who can wield it. This knife takes a special caliber of man or woman or beast. Not just anyone can handle the raw power of this hunk of steel. This is the Civivi Aratra, and I don't bring this knife out enough. But I need to. This thing is so freaking cool. It's a hatchet, machete, cleaver, ulu. I don't even know what, but goodness gracious, get one of these, right? This is so much fun. This actually is the most expensive knife on the list right now. These are about $185. D2 and G10, at first you might think, ugh, $185 for D2 and G10. I thought the same thing. After getting it in hand, though, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. This is a huge chunk of steel. You got like 7 inches of sharpened edge. I have chopped wood with this. It's insane. I need to make a full dedicated video on this knife. I will, but it needs to be a special video, so I'm putting it off until I can make it perfect. Sheath for this guy. Yes, you can put this on your belt. This thing is just crazy. I absolutely love this knife. Does anyone need this? No. Right? No, you don't. But I think everyone should want it. This thing is just... oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Look, I mean... I just gotta laugh every time I hold this. What a hunk. And it rings and it makes nice sounds. It's so cool. So definitely worth a pickup. Alrighty guys, so there's my list. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what your personal favorite style of knife is. I've been loving blacked out knives, but my go-to style I figured out is green scales with a blacked out blade. I'll make another video on that, but just give you guys a little bit of a teaser. I've actually got one with me right now. This is the Civivi Vision FG, black blade, green scales. I've decided this is kind of my go-to because most of my field gear that I use as a geologist is green or black. And so it just makes sense to match all of my gear with each other. And so that's kind of been my go-to for a lot of stuff. But black on black is a close, maybe second. There's one other thing that really gets my heart racing, and that's blue metal. Like, I have a Sincut Serene with blue aluminum scales and a Devo Growler with blue aluminum scales. I love that. I love that so much. But those are topics for another day. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, comment below, and subscribe. You know the deal. Share it with your friends if you feel like they'd enjoy it. And I've been Gideon. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.